He thanks you for dealing with another world eater. You're halfway there. He's got word out of date spotted Lupa-Lupin and has a feeling your time has come. He hopes you're up for it. Even though you're good-hearted, you shouldn't miss this opportunity to confront the predator. Just head back to the foot of the tree. Fingers crossed Lupa-Lupin will stay put until you're there. Got word you found the greatest glider of all, an Ark, and it's all good to go. Can't imagine how that would feel, to zoom so fast. Funny that you found an Ark when you don't need to go anywhere in it. The world's still going to be here. Proud of you for thinking about helping before escaping, either way. Wonders if there are any open seats left in that fancy Ark glider of yours.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
Feels thrilled to snag a seat in your Ark. Can't wait to glide through the skies. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Says you should take it easy. That's a hope hall. Some used to go there every week to join hands and hope together. Go on, catch it. Hunker down or keep marching on. Says he'll see you at the Ark. Just wants one last chance to say goodbye to the goo. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Seems surprised you have to go. Flexity-flex. Glad to see some wood scrap there. Plastic scrap stays forever, but maybe you can make something out of it. Looks like some solid wood scrap there. How far underground do you think you are? Out of Date says the time has come for you to reconcile with your past. Lupa-Lupin is still staying in the camp where he was brought up. He hopes you'll find the answers you are looking for there. Even though darkness is a part of your nature, he suggests you try to keep your cool, as the best fighter is never angry. He'll point you in the right direction, but the rest is up to you. This part of the journey is one you'll have to do on your own. Lupa-Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Out of Date hopes you'll find your way and the answers you were looking for once you're there. He knows he said it before, but the time has come to put an end to the Lupin's reign of terror. You should get over there, come face to face with destiny. It's going to be you against the Lupin. No rules. He's happy to help. Says you should take care. Look at that plastic scrap, just waiting for someone to do something with it. It's time to do what's right, for certain values of right. Lupa-Lupin says he's been looking forward to this moment. He wanted you to come here and see for yourself where it all started. He was so little when your mother and kin came here to put an end to his mother just because she was different, a hunter. That night, the hunter became the hunted, trapped with nowhere to run. He says your mother showed no mercy, only vengeance. He can see that you're not like your mother. There's something different about you. Maybe you would have made a better decision than she did, and let them be. They orphaned him, left him alone, an outcast and a freak. Lupa-Lupin says he's been reliving the moment every night since then. He says your mother and her disciples started something that couldn't be undone. They created the monster he would become. He knew his time would come, and he was patient. So, when he got news about your birth, he knew how to get revenge that would last. That's why he spared you that night he raised the village when you were a child. He wanted you to suffer for life, like he had. He marked you for life, so he'd recognize you when you met again, and you'd eventually remember where you came from. His hunger grew insatiable over the years to come. He tried, but being vegetarian wasn't in his nature, and he couldn't go hungry. But he's never taken a life for the sake of appetite. It's always been about survival, and that our true self is being who we are. A deep look into nature will make you understand everything better, and that natural selection eliminates, and the strongest survive. Fate is for those too weak to determine their own destiny, and now the time has come for you to accept yours. You need to show your mount who's boss. Someone could probably make good use of that plastic scrap over there. We are lonesome animals that spend all our life. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Thinks it's a good day and is happy you're a part of it. Says you'll see each other later. He guesses you're back for more. Congratulates you for making the world a better place, the way we all should. Understands completely. He guesses you're back for more. Says you should take it easy. Don't hug your mount. It's not your friend. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? Snazzy Hatter. Locked up tight? Fate is funny that way, but it won't always make you laugh. That's a pling-plong booth from the bygone. Back when you needed... Looks like the control box handles need to be wheeled to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. Fits nice. Looking sort of good. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. That's just nasty. Biohazards make you puke. A mount has no gears to grind. Shopkeeper claims you won't be able to find better goods anywhere else. Sees you're eager to make a deal, but cautions you not to be too eager if you want to make a good deal. Doesn't riding a beast like this feel good? All that exercise helps. This region is known as the Canupstonies. You can't find a harder place in the world. You can make so many amazing things out of wood scrap. Took care. Punch the ticket. Yippee-ki-yay! The Gnote pen. Nocco never leaves this place. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the Gnotes couldn't read them. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveller. Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Nocco. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid.
Masama.
Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark.
Amun.
But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going.
Monibasa. Asana yotpa.
Seems reluctant to even say its name. It's become personal to her too, since it's taken so many of her innocent gnotes as prey.
Sana yote. Dere?
Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be.
Puri kumbala muma. Taifanana numa. Ferena masalapu.
She sees you're back to buck with Lupa-Lupin. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least.
Kanyala no toro. Kanamunta.
She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still.
Pendrine senema. Arialoche nui mumera.
Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here.
Urasa durut.
Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting Lupa-Lupin to pay for what he did to her gnotes, despite the fact it's against her nature.
The light shines on!
Better isn't the word I would use.
Right, not better. Best.
You're the worst.
The worst of being the worst. We're just the best.
Andro? Kanamunta.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
Tukonda. Dropalo. Andro?
The choices can be overwhelming, but you have to choose, or you just stay where you are. And what kind of choice is that?
Pala. Kodotuku.
So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the gnotes die with it.
Kodotuku. Pala.
Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out.
Kanamunt.
Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too.
Anora kapatum. Vaseno kasaman verut.
They're just so shiny, makes her smile to think about them.
Kanamunt.
But let's not speak of that now.
Pial tu ma.
She has an idea where the Majut might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the Majut Meadow.
Drumble marsamambundu. It's intended.
The Majut will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you.
It's intended.
You should lead the Majut back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater.
Kialdo male canodo.
It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. A creature straight out of a dream or story. This story is about a hero. You found the Majut Meadow. Watch out for the Majut. Face fisted. Itchy trigger finger. Don't let your mount ignore you.
Asil natu kanamunt.
Now that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned.
Brumblene marsamambunundu.
She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down.
Apli tonumuta. Inagabsunka.
The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down.
Narolute. Apli tonumuta.
She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time.
Ganaruta. Vaseno kasamanbaru.
She figures the choosies from the old world are made from gummy trees, but wouldn't be surprised if they were actually made from some chemical concoction, though. Keep focused on what you can do today. Tomorrow's already gone. Gonna need a key of some kind. Zippity-doo-dah. That's so cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get, once it's out of the blind box, that is. You shouldn't flick the switches in order to greenlight the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. At night, baddies can't see you so good either. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha-Majut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the Smilo Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the Gnotes. That's not... Seems the old world had plenty to offer, and all in one place for those obsessed with material things. Almost too much, if you ask her. Try to be friends with the beast. You finally found the village of Bumlidoff. Yuck! That there's a sludge gush field, where the company used to suck sludge from the underground. Now it's all over. The Smilo Shopperia. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Hand them your feet. The oil claimed this land a long time ago. Better than nothing. Oh, it's locked. Gross. This place stinks. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. You'll have to be extra sneaky. Now you need to loosen the bolts without rattling the mechanism. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco.
Kamonu, Pial tu ma beri?
Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride.
Tropalo andro?
Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it.
Pendrine senema, tu konda, andro?
She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe.
Inadab sunka?
You'll find Mito at Brightlight. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths. He's been able to literally shed some light in the darkness for her over the years, but also because of his cheerful manner.
Inadab sunka?
Nocco is always willing to help.
Minalagi mamuru.
Seems surprised you have to go. There are tough times ahead, no matter where you go. With the world getting darker by the day, there's not much time left to save it, and even though you've just met, he feels you're bound to play a huge part in that. He claims to be a simple lamp maker, bringing light into the world as best he can. You've found your way through the darkness. You shine like the sun in the sky, but will you use that power to warm the world or burn it? Hopes you see how much good you can do with power like that, and how easy it is to let it drive you mad. No matter where your path takes you, though, it's important to remember where you came from. The past brightlights the present. Wonders if you know how much of an effect you've had upon the world. Your presence changes things like light changes darkness. Did you realize that when choosing where to shine? Says he can see that in the way you brighten everything up. So happy you know you're helping brighten the world. There's plenty of it that's still worth saving. Whatever happens to the world, you shone as bright as you could. That matters more than you know. Says you did the right thing in taking up with the Myriad. They buy lots of his lamps. That's a tribe that believes in the bright things in the world. It's clear you do. Nothing shines as bright as being right. Says he can see by the twinkle in your eyes that you're not here to talk about your allies. He assumes you are here to be enlightened. He can't blame you, as everything just feels dark and hopeless these days. There's something about you, like you're knit together. Your fate's connected. What you've said, he feels too. So, why not call him Me Too? He senses you're like the dayfly, living every day like it's your last, afraid that when night comes, it might be proved right. Believes no one is entirely dark. Even the worst have a spark of good in them. Mito says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too. He reckons you haven't seen a glitter moth, and says it's about time you did. Even though they're nesting near gone grass, they never run out of glow. Finding yourself a glitter moth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. Figures you should do it if you want to become as enlightened as him. Better to be on top of a mount than standing behind it. Keep to the straight and narrow. Great weapons start with great materials. Glittermoth Cave is right here. Go make the most of the day. Take your time and enjoy the daylight. Don't look down.
Pala.
That's enough glittermoths to make her plan work.
Arialoche nui mumera.
She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the World Eater. The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time.
Gala.
She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the Knoopstonies mountains.
Dere beri.
So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf.
Ganoruta.
It reminds her of the gnotes and, like them, it's hoofed. They're just a lot bigger. Night falls like a giant around here. There's an aero wreck over there. So much wasted.